So I fried the low voltage power supply in my induction annealer. Coolant slopped from the reservoir that has no seals in through this fan, which was not running at the time because I was moving the unit onto the power supply, and it didn't like it because that fan is directly, it's like here, you know. Yeah, maybe they should put a little shield over it just in case. Who thinks of that initially? Or it's an exhaust fan. Could put some kind of screen, either mesh or one of the foam screens. It would kind of affect the airflow, but like I said, it's an exhaust fan, and it would, help prevent water coolant ingress. And it's a glycol. It's not water, but it still managed to fry it. They covered it under warranty, which is cool. And I figured I'd show you a little bit inside here. Well, I got it apart. There's some overkill in here, which is nice. You got a radiator, 120 mil fan, so there's that. It's your high power, high voltage main power supply. This still runs. Signs of life were the fan on this and the lights on, what's it, ZF unit? Is that what they call it? This. Nothing else worked. Got your solenoid for your pedestal, your feed wheel, micro switches for that, and check this out. The brass prep station is individual motors, not one motor driving everything by gear or belt, but individual. So if one goes down, all the others should work. That's overkill we like to see. Switches and knobs and such. But yeah, basically the power supply sits right here. It's elevated, but since the coolant came in from the top, that doesn't do anything. Oh, you got your water pump here, and I'm wondering if that's a pressure switch, because this is the pressurized side, and it just goes in here, and there's a couple wires. I doubt it's temperature. All I can think of is like a pressure switch. I could be wrong. Maybe one of you can tell me. It's distribution block for most, fans and different things and LEDs. And yeah, this unit sits right here. Now, it took me a while. I had finally figured out I had to remove the side panel because there's these two screws right here that screw into the side of this. There's three screws in the bottom. It looks like they put the adhesive. They actually double-sided adhesive, little nuts that go here to space it up off the bottom, so that if coolant does get there, in the bottom, it should flow under it. It's raised a little bit. Not proper spacers, but it works. Probably the cheapest way out, because there are drain holes, coolant holes, whatever here. I replaced these feet. The feet it comes with are rubber. But they're soft rubber. This tall. I reused, they have washers in them. I reused them here. These are plastic feet, but I figured put the washers in there for longevity. I had to get some longer bolts. But yeah, it's a nice bit taller, and rough surfaces like, wooden benches and stuff, this soft rubber gets torn up. This one's the only one I think surviving. There might, yeah, there's another one. 2 of them survive. 2 of them are shredded because I have to move it around, and the soft rubber, it just doesn't hold up. These slide nice, and yeah, it's worth doing. I just happen to have these sit around, but I noticed you can buy them on Amazon. I had to go down to my fastener store and get some replacement screws that are about twice as long. Now, I did find one drawback to putting taller feet on this. Yeah, brass rolls under it now. With the shorter feet, it didn't. That's the trade-off I'm getting for more durable feet. A little more clearance for brass drops, and more airflow underneath. In an ideal world, they'd be just that little bit shorter so the brass didn't roll under, but I'll take this. If there are slightly shorter feet available, that would be the option to go with. All right, I figured I'd roll that in just, because knowledge is power. I have since gotten a replacement reservoir I bought and set up, but that's another video. This should be a non-issue going forward. But yeah, this thing, you move it around, it sloshes out of this groove here, where the clamshell goes together, and it's just attached with these hoses. When you move it tipped and yeah. But yeah, nice thing is they covered it under warranty, so that's cool. These aren't expensive, but hey, it's probably $20 or so. I didn't have to put out. They did charge me $6 to ship it, but it's still a fraction of the cost. All right, well, since I had this apart, I figured I'd show you that the brass prep station is individually powered, and motor, not just one gear driven motor being overworked, and yeah, it's pretty well put together. It just, who thinks of the fluid going in through the fan? Oh well. Could be preventative measures taken to help mitigate that. Do make mesh that I think it is hydrophobic. That would be something, maybe. Put a cover over it that repels water, and that could go a long way. All right, well, I figured I would share that with you. I'm not going to put this thing together on camera because there's several wires that I had to take pictures and draw diagrams, and yeah, they send you the part, you put it in.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Yep, that's all it was. The low voltage power supply had been fried. So, yep, everything's working now. If you have to do this, take pictures, draw wiring diagrams, label everything so that, you know, if anything gets lost or confused, you got backups of how it goes back together. Because there are several wires and they go in different places. So yeah. Oh, glad that's over. I'll leave you with that. Have a good one. God bless. See you.